What up?
Not much.
All right, all right, all right.
What's up with you?
Nothing.
That's good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Button. There we go. I actually have things to talk about today.
Good, because I really don't.
Okay.
Why don't you kick it off then?
Alrighty. First, we'll go with a story that connects to something we talked about 2 weeks ago, I believe. Now,
Sounds interesting.
this is the Expanse series Kickstarter that we talked about. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was. So we talked briefly about it, how they have a Kickstarter to continue the Expanse to basically bridge the gap between where the show ended and where the books ultimately ended. So obviously, there's some differences in the two stories. There's characters that aren't in it. There's characters that are featured in both, or in either one that aren't really featured in the other, sort of thing. But this story is not much about what the details are. This is just basically saying that the Kickstarter broke a record for,
Really?
well, multiple records really, but this article is talking about the success of the campaign through Kickstarter.
Okay.
So basically, Kickstarter campaign continues to shatter records, as I said before. The campaign has now broken the Kickstarter record for comic book projects at $827,802 and counting.
Damn.
Yeah. It has 14 more days as of the article that came out today. So 2 more weeks, and it's basically it's over $750,000 for this particular campaign,
Nice.
which makes it the highest grossing or highest funded comic book project on Kickstarter's website in its entire history.
Okay.
The one before that was also, or the biggest one before that for Boom was Berserker with Keanu Reeves.
Good book, by the way.
Really good book, super fun. And the funny thing about that one was that one had the record for $179,251 within 24 hours.
Damn.
And I do believe the Expanse broke that record as well.
As it should.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and we just want to give a slight update to it, as well as the fact that Christian Ward actually has at least one cover that's going to be part of the collection.
God damn it. How many did you buy?
I haven't bought any yet. I'm trying to debate.
It's a Christian Ward cover. Like,
I know.
Christian Ward could make, like, a piece of garbage and you'd buy it.
Hey man, that's not nice.
No, I'm just saying that you like his art so much that he could just be like, I drew a stick figure on this trash, and you'd be like, yes,
Yeah, I would buy it,
because
Joe,
it'd
but
be
you
a
don't have to
really
call me
cool
out
looking
for it.
stick figure.
You don't have to
That's
call
all
me
I'm
out.
saying.
You don't have to call me
That's
out.
all I'm saying. So I was wondering how many issues you bought.
None just yet, but it's definitely been
It's
bouncing around in
definitely
my
more
head.
enticing to go at least buy the pack of issues.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the other stuff is sold out by now with that amount of money that they've made.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, dude.
So even like the $200 stuff has to have been sold out by now.
I wouldn't doubt it.
What you're hearing in the background, by the way, is the dog made it into my room, and that's her playing.
Gotcha. I was about to ask if
Uh-huh.
someone's knocking on your door.
No, she managed to get into my room before we started because I was rushing to get in here, and she's got a monkey carcass, a stuffed monkey carcass
Well, that sounds
that she
disturbing.
likes to fling around. Anyway,
Oh, here we go. Oh shit. Okay. Well, this article needs to be updated. Because they are now at 986,856 pledged for their initial 25,000 they asked for.
Do you think this will make Amazon or someone else just be like, hey, maybe we should finish this show because it sounds like something people want?
I mean, it would be nice if they did.
Right? Got the monkey.
Got the monkey, he says.
Got the monkey. Go get the monkey.
I could still do the complete exclusive hardcover set. That's still available.
That wasn't too bad, I don't think.
It's 125.
Yeah, but what was the next one up? Was the MCRN edition?
The metal box set, yeah.
And it sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only 400 of those available.
Yeah. I think when I was looking at it last time, there was still like 200 and something available, and that's the edition that. I mean, ideally, I would have wanted the most expensive edition, but I'm not going to be able to afford $1,500, especially for comic books. So that edition would be the one that I would have wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, all the high value ones are all gone because those are the limited quantity ones. Where the hardcover set is like the premium of the, hey, we're gonna make these as many of these that people pay for. Lyra, what's going on over there, girl?
I need to kick her out. Hey, do I need to kick you out? Be quiet.
Yeah, it's too much background noise for the recording, girl.
Right?
So I may do that. I don't know. It's exciting just because.
Does it still come signed?
I believe they do. I don't know actually. No, I don't. Reading quickly does not say anything about signed.
Oh.
Usually, almost all of these are signed for the most part. But I mean,
right? Because I thought there was like the first. What's the first level? It's obviously the $10 crap, but the actual first level where you just get the comics. The next level isn't that the signed version of the comics?
So there's the Expanse graphic novel starter set, which includes, I believe, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, Volume 1. So it includes Origin softcover and Volume 1 of Dragon Tooth. And then the complete PDF set is 12 single comics of the issue of the Expanse Dragon Tooth, and a DRM free PDF, so no physical copy. Then there's the complete softcover set. Each cover was completely released. Volume nothing. That one's the same about signing. That one's all three volumes of Dragon Tooth softcover, so collected edition. Then there's the complete exclusive single set issues, which is all 12 limited edition comic books available through the Boom Studios Deluxe pre-order campaign. So that's just the individual issues for people who like to buy those, but they have they're all variant covers. Then there's the complete exclusive hardcover set of Dragon Tooth. Its entirety, all 3 volume graphic novels hardcover set. The premium set is protected or perfect for display on your bookshelf or coffee table. Each volume will feature a brand new variant cover to be announced for all of it, apparently. For all of them. And it's not saying anything about being signed, though.
Okay. Misread it last time, then. They do have the image for Christian Ward up on there.
Yeah, I posted it on our website when I posted about the episode last time. I used that art.
Dope.
Yeah.
That is a very Christian Ward.
Yeah,
artwork.
It is pretty
like
rad. Pretty rad, I say. Pretty rad.
So obviously they met all the stretch goals. What were the last few. Let's see.
So that's the wrong
I
button.
can find. Okay. Uh, so slipcases added to regular hardcover set and custom collector box. Expanse Origins and Expanse 2021 to digital downloads. So if you bought the hardcover set, you would get a slipcase. Am I reading that right? So if you bought the $120 whatever one it is, you'd get a slipcase.
Yes.
And then at 1.1 million, a Laconia Challenge coin replica. That's cool.
Yeah, so because they hit the 950,000, they're doing slipcases added to regular hardcover set in a custom collector box, expansion origin, and Expanse 2021 to digital rewards.
That's cool.
It's weird they give the slipcase added to the. Oh, okay. I see. So they did two different sets of slipcase bonus rewards. Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So at 400,000, the slipcase added to each hardcover in box sets tiers 6 through 9.
Yep.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, they're smashing the shit out of this goal. So
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I would definitely collect these, and if it's still around, like how many of the hardcovers are there still?
so those ones don't go away. Those will be printed to order. So there's no goal limit to those ones.
Good. And then when does this end?
13 more days. So
So you know what? When I get my tax refund check in, and I have a little bit of extra cash to spread around, I could buy that, and this would be my first Kickstarter campaign I've ever supported, but I think this one actually, will actually go through.
yeah, this one's definitely going to go through.
I'll definitely support this.
Yeah, so tier 5 and up are all, well, I mean, tier 1 is the starter set anyways.
Yeah.
But those ones, those tier 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 do not have print limits. They're just print to order. So how many backers they have for them, those are how many they'll make.
Gotcha.
Where the other ones, they're limited. So tier 6, 7, 8, and 9 all had limited runs, and they were all sold out by now.
Yeah.
And those ones are all the signed ones.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like Christian's cover is volume 1,
Nice.
according to the picture of tier 5. It says exclusive covers to be revealed, but it shows on volume 1, it shows Christian's cover.
Nice.
So, boom.
Boom, he says.
Get it? Get it?
Because it's boom. Yeah. But like I said, hopefully this kicks somebody in the ass where it's like, this is actually really popular. It's breaking records on Kickstarter for the graphic novels.
Clearly it's wanted.
Clearly it's wanted. Clearly, I mean, the show was a success on Amazon as far as I'm aware. I don't really think that they released their numbers, but I'm pretty sure it was popular.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well, that was the thing that there was that campaign that happened after Amazon announced that they were bringing it to an end. Like, they didn't just cancel it. They said, hey, at least you're getting this. We're
Right.
we're gonna do this many. So they didn't just go, oh, sorry, we're done. They actually said, hey, season 6 will be your final season. They told us that after they announced 5, right? They said, hey, we're making 5 and 6, and 6 will be the end.
Yes.
So they knew they were coming up to an end, and obviously they were trying to shop it. And they, spoiler alert, they made it so the end of season 6 wasn't a conclusion of the story. It was just a tie-up of what was currently going on, but not like everything was done. You know what I mean? They did leave a little cliffhanger stuff because Laconia Army was still poised to, well, do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of cool that way.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I thought that was a neat update to do because I was like, holy smokes. And even, like I said, this article was published today, but it was clearly written yesterday because they said 14 days left, and that would have been yesterday because today's 13 days left, and it's almost at $1 million. So
Yeah.
even higher. That's going to be a hell of a goal for anyone to break after that. That's just a ton.
Right.
A ton of stuff. That is just so much, like, want.
So much fun. Anyway,
So
what
much
do you got
want.
next?
Next up, small little story. Venom 3. Tom Hardy shares deleted scene as pre-production starts. That title confused me at first. It's like, how are we getting a deleted scene from Venom 3 if it's just starting?
Right.
It's not from Venom 3. So, yeah, it's from the first movie.
Oh, not even from 2. It's from the first one.
Yeah. So, I haven't watched it yet. I just saw it this late last night or this morning. I can't remember what it was. So that was very bizarre. But Venom 3 is moving forward, and the pre-production has started for that. So that's good to hear.
Right. At least Sony has one good property.
Yeah, right. They're trying their best. Just
Their best
really
isn't great.
Yeah, which is really not saying much.
No, not
but
at all.
Whatever.
They really do just need to suck it up and just work closer with Marvel.
Just be a producer at that point. You know what I mean? Just sit back and let them make it,
Let
and then
them
rake
do
the
all
money.
the work, do
Yeah.
all the writing, do all the directing, do all the everything, and just reap the money. Just sit there. I wish I could just sit here and collect money.
So I'm
If
saying,
I own
dude.
the rights to Venom and Morbius and all that stuff, I'd just be like, yeah, just go do it. Just pay me a large cut.
Yeah.
That's it.
Lyra,
Whatever.
girl,
Yeah, I know, right?
she just burned the shit out of that carcass.
This is her playtime.
This is her playtime.
Yeah.
One of the other stories I had was a big announcement from Xbox. I don't know if you saw this or not, Joe.
No. I
So
haven't seen anything from Xbox.
the acquisition of Activision Blizzard is still ongoing. They are very confident in it, and this proves it.
Oh, okay.
So as of the 21st, so 2 days ago, Brad Smith, who is one of the heads of Xbox, tweeted out this. It says, we've now signed a binding 10-year contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo gamers. This is just part of our commitment to bring Xbox games and Activision titles like Call of Duty to more players on more platforms.
So, okay, well, keep going, because I think I know where this is going, if you have more.
Yep. So this says here that Microsoft and Nintendo have negotiated and signed a binding 10-year legal agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo players the same day as Xbox, with full features and content. So they can experience Call of Duty just like Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty. We are committed to providing long-term equal access to Call of Duty to other gaming platforms, bringing more choice to more players and more competition to the gaming market.
I do like that. Obviously, because when they announced not too long ago that they were going to bring Call of Duty to the Switch, I think a lot of people, including me, were like, wow, they're going to take Call of Duty the way it looks and everything, and they're going to port it over to the Switch. That's going to be quite the feat there. But thinking about it, it sounds like they can do just something even more simple than that, and they can just fucking release Game Pass on it, and you just stream all your games.
Yep. They've yet to say how it's going to work yet, but
You're going to stream the games. That's the easiest thing to do.
yep. So it's definitely going to be an interesting thing because he continues to say, the binding deal. The binding deal obviously comes out of the fact that as long as the acquisition goes through, then this will fruition. Go forward through that.
Which kind of sucks because it sounds like you said, if Activision Blizzard doesn't go through, because there is large talk about a monopoly, and that's the reason why it might not go through. It seems like this all hinges on that fact, which would suck because there's so many other things that you could literally make so much money just making Game Pass available on other console systems.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Brad Smith went on to say that Microsoft had offered the same 10-year deal to Sony, but they refused. Sony's been arguing against Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, as it sees the deal could be harmful to developers and lead to price hikes.
Sony is not one to sit there and say that. I mean, obviously they're a competing company, so they're going to say stuff like that. But they're just as guilty as buying up all these companies and hoarding them for themselves. They're probably the worst at it.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog and all those other publishers come to mind that they're never going to be released on an Xbox. Just be thankful that they're released on PC years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Phil Spencer followed that up later in the day with an announcement that they had signed a 10-year agreement with NVIDIA that will allow GeForce Now players to stream Xbox PC games as well as Activision Blizzard PC titles, including Call of Duty, following the acquisition. And it says, we're committed to bringing more games and to more people however they choose to play.
Which is cool, but again, and I like the comment where he says we're more committed, but it also all sounds like this all hinges on the fact that if they don't get Activision Blizzard, then, well, I'm sorry, we're not going to do this.
I think they're going to still do the Xbox games. They just obviously can't do the Activision Blizzard games because they don't own those.
But a lot of the wording just sounds like that we're committed to do this as long as we have Activision. That's what it kind of sounds like. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you could literally, it's like if they don't get the Activision Blizzard thing inked out, that they'd just be like, well, it didn't happen, therefore, we're not going to do any of this. That's what it kind of sounds like to me. It'd be dumb for them to do that because, in my opinion, the more you can put your content onto other services, the better it is. I mean, right there, Microsoft is never going to have a Steam Deck killer, I don't think. They're never going to develop their own mobile hardware, but if you target people that have Switches and you allow them to do Game Pass streaming, that's an audience that you could definitely target and kind of fill in a little bit of space of the Steam Deck people. People who don't have a Steam Deck, can't afford a Steam Deck, but might already have a Switch and an Xbox.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty rad.
I mean, hell, I have a Switch, one of the OLED Switches, which I've played only 2 games on, and I would love to have the ability to play some Xbox games on there. Just stream it. You're not talking about a 4K screen or anything like that, so streaming will be a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, I hope that they just go through with it no matter what. That just one day that they're like, hey, here's Game Pass on the Switch. It's just an app you download for free. You sign in with your Microsoft account, and there are your games.
Yep. Streams whatever's available to stream which is right now
which is
so
everything.
many.
I love how they seem to have that split where it's like, there might be some games on there that aren't streamable, but it's like all the games are on there are streamable.
Yep.
Anyway,
So I thought that was a really interesting thing, but also it just goes forward to say, like, shows that like Microsoft is trying to live up to the promise they gave us a few years ago of expanding the footprint of Microsoft beyond just Xbox, and because they did, was it 2 years ago now? I think they signed the thing with Valve and Steam that says if you have Game Pass Ultimate, which includes PC, and there's a title that's available, you can sign it. You can link your Steam account, and you can get that game through your Steam account without having to go through the Windows Store on there.
Great.
Which is a huge thing.
Something like this only should pressure Sony to do stuff like that as well.
Yeah, Sony has their own problems. Their streaming, their Xbox or their Game Pass killer, as some would say, is trash beyond trash compared to Xboxes.
Well, there's way too many tiers for one. They kind of, I don't know. I don't own a PlayStation. I haven't gone into any of the tiers, and you can correct me if I'm wrong and everything like that. You're probably going to in a second here. Anyway, I just hate that it seems like that it takes kind of a bad idea of Nintendo, where they're like, you could have a basic plan where you just get like internet access to multiplayer stuff, or you can pay for the next tier where you also get some NES games, or then you can play for the next tier and you can get some NES and some Sega games. It's like, can I just have like Game Pass seems to be the easiest simple thing, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but you have what? You still have Gold if you want to do multiplayer stuff, or you have Game Pass where you have the ability to you have Gold plus streaming games. Like that's it. You don't have tier systems or anything like that. You don't have to know, oh, do I get that with my tier? No. It's dumb. And I hate it.
Yeah, it's real stupid. So my thing about the with the whole like they call them classic catalog, I believe, on PlayStation.
Yeah, I think so.
Xbox, I'm trying to pull it up right now, but it's being really slow and dumb. Xbox just calls them, they have the 360 games, they have the original Xbox, and they have current Xbox games.
But again, all streamable,
all streamable.
Playable.
But they're also, the thing that I'm pointing out is they're downloadable.
Yeah, that's
so you can play them directly on your console and have them downloaded. Where PlayStation, you cannot do that. PlayStation, they're literally just streamable. So when I wanted to, I was like, I got a PlayStation 5, and obviously I got some games that I got with the new God of War, which I needed to play the first one because I hadn't played it because I didn't own a PS5. I could have bought it on the PlayStation 4, but I was like, well, I'm going to get a PS5 eventually because, that's what happens. Took a while to get it, but I got one. So I've been working my way through some of those games, but I got a discount on the PlayStation Plus service. So I was like, I'll get it, whatever. And there's because I can get the God of War on there, and I get a couple other exclusives on there, but they don't have all of their exclusives on there to have. Like Xbox has all of the Microsoft Studio games are on there to play, right? Except for I think a couple of the Forza games, because those technically aren't Microsoft Studio games; they're third party.
There is Forza on there.
Yeah, but some of the Forza games are on there, and most of them are actually on there right now, I believe. Wow, this website is loading like complete utter trash right now.
Uh-oh.
Like everything else is working fine, but PlayStation's website is just trash. I don't know if it's because I'm using Safari versus Chrome, but wow, this thing is not loading pictures or anything. Fantastic. Anyhow, so they have a lot of games. They have if you do a certain tier, again, you get access to the Ubisoft titles as well. So that's kind of a cool thing. Just like if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you have access to EA games and things like that. But the thing that drives me insane about the PlayStation One is you say, hey, I would like to play let's see, God of War, for example, right?
Hmm.
So the new God of War just came out. The Ragnarok just came out recently when I got my PlayStation, and so you think, okay, that should be day and date, right? If I pay for the service, I should get that day one.
Yeah,
You don't. You can't get it. It's not available.
of course.
I don't know how long it takes for them to get on there, but I do know that there are games that aren't available on there at all. And I know like Spider-Man Miles Morales, uh, that
It
one
is on there, right?
just hit. It just hit, and that was a PlayStation 5 launch title.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, essentially, that game came out, and it just hit their service.
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't really care for about their service is that it is, especially with the Xbox stuff, they've already set that expectation of like any first party title. We're just putting it on their day and date. So it's another bonus for you to have Xbox Game Pass. Is
Yeah.
that if we release a new Halo game, boom, there's the Halo game. You don't have to pay for it because you already pay a monthly fee for rental and whatnot. I know I was reading yesterday or the day before. I actually didn't read the whole article, so I didn't know exactly what it was fully getting at. But apparently, Horizon Zero Dawn, I want to say,
Yeah.
is set to hit the PlayStation service, and people were actually somebody was actually complaining how it shouldn't actually be on there so soon because that game was just released within this last year. But it's just garbage. Like, then what's the? I don't. I do and I don't at the same time understand what's the point of those services if you're not going to give me the new games, at least within a reasonable amount of time. Because I can understand on a more economical sense of why Sony wants to say, hey, we want to make the most money we can out of these new titles. So we're going to, if you want it day and date that it comes out, then you're going to have to buy it physically or digitally.
Yeah.
But I'm the type of person that I don't mind waiting. So if they say, because I did the same thing with Doom and Doom Eternal, it came out and then 8 months or later or a year later or something, then it hit Xbox Game Pass. So I don't mind that they have some sort of movie style, like hits the theaters and then goes to streaming and purchase for home. But 2 years is kind of too long to be releasing stuff like this on your own service, for one. And two, you should be rewarding the people that are buying your service,
Yeah.
your monthly service. You know, it should, you should, if they want you to wait like 2, 3, 4 months, fine. But yeah, but put it on there in a more timely manner. Yeah.
I agree completely. It is ridiculous that it takes this long.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up still, but it is really being a pain in the butthole.
Somebody attacking Sony today? Is that what it is?
Well, I got it up on Chrome. At least it seems to be running better on there, but man, it's just terrible, dude.
Whatever. What's the next thing you got?
Let's see. The other thing I had. Okay, well, we're just gonna forego looking at that at all because it doesn't want to play nice. So Sony can go fuck themselves for that. Anyways, where'd my list go? I lost it.
Oh no.
Well, I know one of them was what did I do? I opened up the wrong tab on one of them. Anyways, Andy Muschietti, the director of the Flash movie, he teased a release of an not yet seen Batman from the Flash, and it was his hand drawing storyboards. It was really funny. But it's just an animatic of like the visions he had for the scene where apparently Batman like grapple guns a car and is being drugged behind it, and you see it in the trailer where he's wearing some kind of weird exosuit type thing,
Uh-huh.
and he's doing, and it's literally just the animatic of that, and I thought that was really hilarious. I was like, he teased this, and then what he gave us was literally just a like a pen drawing on note paper of the scene breakdown, which was cool. But if because if you look at it, you realize like that's what you're seeing what you saw in the trailer happen from his brain,
Mm-hmm.
and then visually it hits, and I was like, that's actually pretty rad, if you think about it. But you know,
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
Can't wait for that movie.
yeah, movie's gonna be pretty interesting. It's gonna be pretty rad, I think.
We only have like what, a couple months left? 2 months?
Yeah, I think it's June, right? Or is it
June
May?
sounds right.
June or May? I can't remember. Because I know Shazam is next month, and then I think it's 2 months after that is when the Flash comes out. So
Cool.
yeah. I thought there was more I had than that, but those ones are older stories, so maybe I didn't. Maybe they didn't save more than I thought, or they didn't transfer over. Whichever one happens to be it.
For shame.
Yeah, I'm garbage.
Anyway, we can go over a couple of things that I have here. Relatively quick things that I have saved throughout the week. One is actually a twofer. I have 2 articles about Cocaine Bear,
Hell yeah, Cocaine Bear, let's go.
which apparently I don't really know much about this besides what I was actually reading yesterday, where a bunch of articles kind of popped up in my feed. One, I didn't know Elizabeth Banks was directing it,
Yeah,
which is cool. 2, I think you did mention that it was based off of a true story
yes.
in one of the previous things that we've talked about, and it technically is. Do you know what the actual story is, though?
Some smugglers. I don't know if it was accidentally or I know they dropped like some drugs when they were running or something like that, and like a bear got into it. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it's loosely based on a true events, I should say,
Yes.
not true
So
story.
it's loosely based on true events, coming from NME. That's the website. Article is Cocaine Bear based on true story? And when asked, it says, "Oh, absolutely." According to the official website, Cocaine Bear is inspired by the 1985 true story of a drug runner's plane crash, missing cocaine, and the black bear that ate it. Dubbed Pablo Escobar,
Yeah,
the real-life bear was a 150-pound American black bear who was discovered on a hillside in Fannin County, Georgia. Next to it, a duffel bag and 40 half-consumed packs of cocaine. What happened to Pablo Escobar? Well, rather than heading out on a coke-fueled rampage for more blow and blood, Pablo Escobar overdosed on cocaine and was found dead at the scene. So, just inspired by.
yeah. I mean, because it'd be a pretty boring movie. I don't think it would get made if it was just that. But movie magic and Hollywood glamour makes things better.
As it always does.
Yeah, exactly.
But let me see, where does this article begin? So this other article from Entertainment, titled "Cocaine Bear filmmaker Elizabeth Banks would direct Cocaine Shark under 2 conditions." And I don't remember what those conditions were. But basically, people are I guess test audiences are already kind of liking this movie, and people are already asking, would you make a sequel to this, or would you make some other weirdo type movie like this? And somehow Shark came up, and she was like, absolutely. If and I'm trying to find what her conditions were here. Okay, I would seriously consider anything with a script as good as the script was for Cocaine Bear, said the actress and filmmaker who previously directed 2015's Pitch Perfect 2, blah, 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 blah. It's just got to have some great elements. in it. I would never want to be compared to Jaws. That's a classic. I don't ever want to be compared to. So if it were different enough, then anything else, then anything is possible. So yeah, she's totally down to make at least a small franchise of just cocaine fueled animals.
Hell yeah. We need Cocaine Bear to do good, everybody. So we can get Cocaine Shark or whatever.
Cocaine sharks.
Yeah, it could be heroin sharks. Who knows? Whatever, right?
Well, no, I think you just have to. You have to. That's your franchise. It's Cocaine Deer, Cocaine Bear, Cocaine Muskrat. I don't know.
What I'm saying is we need this to go well so we can get Cocaine Sharks. Right? So once we get Cocaine Bear and Cocaine Shark done and in, then we can get... Ready? One of my favorites. I have it. I literally have it tattooed on my leg. Joe, you know what I'm talking about?
You're... yes, I do, and I can't think of the name of it now.
Come on, man. Come on. You
it
got
was
it.
The shark bear thing.
So there was a sea bear in it.
Sea bear.
There was the
with the shark, but the shark was on the land, and I can't remember the name of the comic. Nope, I don't remember. It was too long ago.
So I'm gonna have to pull up everything so I can get to it. Oh, I don't know how to spell. That's awkward. Yikes. Huh. Oh, that's funny. I went in to pull it up and I realized that in SpongeBob there's an episode where they had a sea bear.
Nice.
Which is hilarious. Dude, what the hell? I have way too many things open. Hold on. Keep talking, Joe. I got it here for us. But apparently I have too many things running to make sense of anything. What is going on? I have like 4 browsers open, multiple windows in each.
God damn, you were prepared today.
I was trying, man.
That's all I had for those articles, honestly.
What?
I'm still trying to remember this comic book. Like, I know the tattoo you have is of a shark on a boat?
Speedboat, yeah.
On a speedboat.
So the comic book's called Grizzly Shark.
Grizzly Shark.
And in it, at one point he fights a sea bear. But I just want this to go well, so someone will be like, hey, you know what else is a crazy a crazy story with a shark and a bear? Grizzly Shark.
You know, you just need to tweet it at Elizabeth Banks, because apparently she's just down for that shit.
Okay, I'm gonna set my sights on it.
Do it.
Because
yo, Elizabeth Banks.
Like, I'll tweet her this picture. It's called...
Sure, you like bears.
Yeah.
Not that type. Well, you maybe like that type. I don't know.
I mean, I a lot of people think I am that type, but Grizzly Shark issue number 3 is called Grizzly Shark versus Sea Bear, and the cover is amazing. And I think I should just tweet at her like, "Hey, I see you're a big fan of cocaine fueled bears. What about?" And I'll just post this and see if she wants, and I'll tag everybody is involved with it, and see if they want to just run away with it and be like, "Hey,
this might be something fun to do if you like doing this, if this is popular."
So, yeah.
Just pigeonhole Elizabeth Banks to making like bear themed movies.
But like wacky bear type movies though.
Oh,
not
yeah,
like,
like wacky bear, like not documentaries.
Yeah. Unless she wants to do that. I'm not saying she can't do that. I'm just saying maybe you should just explore crazy animal related movies and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I can get a live action ish scene of of Grizzly Shark driving a speedboat after eating its occupants, I will forever be in love with Elizabeth Banks and all of her work. I'll even go back and watch Pitch Perfect. How's that?
It sounds like a deal.
I'm not going to sell it that way just in case I don't have to go back and watch that movie or movies.
Make it contingent on if it happens, then you do it.
Yeah. I'll make a disagreement between you and I, gentleman's agreement on the podcast. It's recorded. It's here for if she makes grizzly bear or grizzly shark, I will, even if that scene's not in it, if she makes this movie, I will watch Pitch Perfect.
I'll hold you to that.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. It's in there.
I'm gonna hold you
I have the
to
image
that.
saved. I'm going to tweet at her as soon as we're done recording. And I'll be like, yo, girl, I hear you like crazy ass animal movies. How about Grizzly Shark?
Bam.
And I'll be like, yeah, you should reach out to Image Comics, and you should be like, hey,
Let's do this.
Ryan Otley, I hear you have a crazy ass shark bear book. I would like to option this for a movie.
That'd be so awesome if it just happens because of that.
Yeah. I'm full of great ideas. This one is fucking spectacular.
Yep. Speaking of spectacular things,
Oh, yes.
I know you like anime.
I do.
Did you know that? And I'm literally trying to find the production company. There it is. Publisher Viz Media is actually releasing a whole anime series on YouTube for free for people to watch. That include Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, Inuyasha, Mr. Asomatsu, Naruto, and Sailor Moon.
So it's just like a teaser?
No, this is like the full-on. Some of them it says I don't think that's like every episode.
Yeah, because Naruto's like hundreds of episodes deep.
Yeah, and so is like apparently Sailor Moon. However, the show with the most episodes in its initial wave of uploads is 1990s Bishoujo phenom Sailor Moon, which comes in with a whopping 238 videos across its 5 seasons. Classical girl, yeah. So Sailor Moon, they released 238 videos, which is the 238 episodes. Naruto, it says at 220 episodes, Naruto is nearly the biggest time sink Viz has put up on YouTube. The 5-season show makes up the first part of Naruto, which follows the titular character as he attends school to become a ninja. The 220 episodes are followed by Naruto Shippuden, which is another 500 episodes, and another sequel show called Boruto that followed his child. So you can open up. So you're going to open up Pandora's box if you decide to sit down and watch this one.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's over 200 something episodes. Well over, because like I said, Naruto, just Naruto, the original run, was 220 episodes. Then there was 500 episodes of Naruto Shippuden or whatever it's called, and then the one that like the companion series after that, which was all about their kids and stuff.
Yeah, so it sounds like we're only getting the 220 episodes first off for Naruto, and that's why they say the Sailor Moon has more. It's 238 videos or 238 episodes that they're releasing for that. The other ones, it says the Mr. Omasatsu anime family comedy show make up 50 out of the series 75 episode runs. Sounds like for some reason they're only releasing 50 there. Inuyasha, 197 episodes, it looks like. Hunter x Hunter, it does 148 episodes. And Death Note says 37 episodes. Again, I don't know if that really encompasses all of the story, but it's a rather large chunk of story for all of these things.
Yeah, that's a good amount. Yeah, for sure.
From what I've read here, from what I remember reading here, there was no like, hey, we're going to just release it for a certain amount of time and then it's going to go down or anything like that. So this could be something that is up there permanently after so many years, because a lot of these shows are. I don't know Hunter x Hunter or Mr. Asomatsu, but I remember watching Inuyasha, Naruto. Well, I didn't really ever watch Sailor Moon, but I remember seeing it. You know, obviously it's a very old show, so that's what I'm saying. A lot of these are old shows that they can just put up for free. They pretty much already made their money on them.
Yeah, I believe Hunter x Hunter is fairly newish.
It sounds fairly new, at least in my lexicon of oh, that took straight to YouTube. I didn't want to do that.
Oh no.
Go away. Well, I figured the article has like links to all of these things, and maybe it would take me to like a wiki or take me somewhere like that. Instead, it takes you directly to YouTube, which is not bad. It just I wish it was a little warning. I was just seeing if there was like a release date for Hunter x Hunter, but I don't see anything. At least on the link that they gave me.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, that's a newer one of my lexicon. At least I don't, Mr. Ozumatsu. I've never heard of that one. I've heard of it, at least all the rest of these, if not seen 1, 2, 3 of them, which is just Death Note, Inuyasha, and Naruto, and I guess Sailor Moon as well. I've seen it. I don't just never watched it.
Because I want to say the. Oh, I don't know about that one. I know the version of Hunter x Hunter I've watched is from like 2011. There might have been. It looks like there was an older one from 1999, but I don't know what this one is.
And maybe that's what it is, the older one. Because it would make sense with all the rest of these are. Well, actually, I'm not sure when Death Note came out either, and Mr. Osamatsu, but all of these are at least 90s shows. Started in the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that they're doing stuff like this, and it's really weird at the same time as having YouTube as a place to go watch shows and whatnot. I mean, hell, at work yesterday, somebody was streaming the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the Michael Bay movie, for free on YouTube to test a TV.
Well, that's weird.
That was really weird. Yeah.
Huh.
So there's just things right now that you can find on YouTube for free. I mean, legally. Obviously, back in the day, you used to be able to find all kinds of movies illegally on YouTube.
Yeah, very illegally.
Yeah. But I thought that was cool.
That is cool, Joe. You were right. I do love me some anime, and a couple of those are actually some of my favorites. So, boom. The only other story I had, not so much. Well, it was saved, but it wasn't a big deal to talk about. Was so you're familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yes, I am.
All right, so Five Nights at Freddy is a horror video game, apparently marketed towards kids, which is shocking to me.
It is a weird horror game that is marketed towards kids. Yes.
So that's fucking weird, but whatever. Apparently they're doing a feature film adaptation of it.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
It's being produced by Blumhouse.
That I didn't know. That's cool.
Yeah, so potentially it could be real fucking good.
Yeah.
As long as they don't Megan it. Which I do have an update on that, by the way. We'll talk about in a second.
Okay.
Because one of their stories I had. I found my stories, by the way.
Okay.
And there's not a lot of them. There's just a couple of them. Basically, Five Nights at Freddy's. The basis is essentially it's a group of animatronic animals, a la Chuck E. Cheese, the Chuck E. Cheese band, which I could have swore they had an actual name, but whatever. They essentially go on this like nightmarish murder fucking spree thing or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the story about the games because I've never played them because they look like trash. But this is basically talking about them, and it's interesting because it has actual real people involved in it, which threw me for a loop that this was coming because I knew they were talking about it a while ago. But Blumhouse obviously has the ability to bring real well-known people into it.
Yeah.
So in this article it talks about how it is in development, and Matthew Lillard will be playing the villain in the movie.
Interesting. I didn't really know that there was a villain.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know anything about the story, so I'd have to look it up to find out what it is. But he is apparently playing the villain in it. The animatronics are being made by Jim Henson Creature Studios.
Oh wow! I mean, okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
legit.
yeah.
That's not something that I would have thought that they would have been involved in. But then again, I don't really know what they are involved in besides. I don't know.
Yeah. And then Josh Hutcherson is going to be playing Mike Schmidt. If you don't know who Josh Hutcherson is, it's PETA from the
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games movies, as well as many other things, but that's probably one of his biggest known things. Piper Rubio as his younger sister, and Mary Stuart Masterson as an unnamed villain.
So I do know a little bit. It's just weird to hear that those are the villains because I do know a little bit about the story, and it's one of those things where it's like a people were found dead and murdered at a like a kids pizza place, and it's supposedly like haunted at night, and that's what takes over these animatronics, and you find out they kill people. So it's interesting to hear that there's like real human villains from that limited knowledge of story. Maybe the stories are a little bit more than that, but that's what I know of the story of Five Nights at Freddy's.
So I found it here.
Okay.
So Matthew Lillard is playing a gentleman named William Afton.
Okay.
Okay, so in the world of the games, Afton is a co-founder of Fazbear Entertainment,
Okay.
the founder of Afton Robotics. That's him. Oh, and also he's a serial killer.
Okay.
So Afton also somehow manages to constantly cheat death and come back over and over again, no matter how many times he seems to be defeated. So it's kind of like a Child's Play situation where he
Yeah.
somehow possesses these animatronics to use them as vessels to continue his killing.
Okay. I still don't know if that's how the actual games have gone, but maybe. There's like 5 or 6 or they're like Rocky movies at this point. You don't know how many there are.
Yeah. So
Okay, cool.
that was pretty rad to see because I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
The other stuff I had was, whatever.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that is worth talking about left either. Well, there is one thing I will mention real quick because it is just a quick and weird article. Apparently, Hellboy is being rebooted again,
Yeah.
and they start shooting next month.
Yep.
They do have a title for it, Hellboy: The Crooked Man. It'll be enter production next month in Bulgaria. But the only real person that they mention, at least in this article from The Verge, is that the director is Brian Taylor, known for, as it says here, best known for the Jason Statham action movie Crank. And that's it. They don't name any who's playing Hellboy or anything.
Yeah. I did see some of this.
At
It's
least Mike Mignola is attached because he's the creator of Hellboy. He's attached as a writer, I believe it is.
Yeah, he co-wrote the script with Christopher Nolan.
So I have faith in that. Absolutely. It's just weird. And maybe we did talk about this, and I just completely don't remember. But to me, it just is kind of weird how out of nowhere this came. And that they haven't announced a lead yet.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're already going to start shooting next month. So it's like, all right.
Yeah, it's very strange because of the fact that the other one was only like a few, well, I say a handful. It was from 2019. So in movie terms, it's not that
old.
fucking old at all. I mean, geez, they couldn't even give Guillermo del Toro a chance to finish his trilogy. But whatever. Yeah, so Not a whole lot has obviously been said about it. It is that the one thing they did say is they want to bring it back to more of the roots of Hellboy and make it more of a folklore type horror type thing.
Which I'm absolutely down for.
And the story,
I so love those stories.
yeah, the story of the Crooked Man within the Hellboy story is, if I remember correctly, and I have to look it up. It's been a long time since I read it, but it's based on the 2000 something or other book of the same name. It's essentially the story of the Crooked Man. Obviously, it's the name of it, but it's basically the tale of Hellboy traveling around and being an actual paranormal investigator. So the thing they kind of hint at along the realms of the movies we've seen so far, this is actually going to be showing him doing that. So, like, if you saw the 2019 atrocity that was that movie, that one, they kind of talked about it a little bit, and they did some references to it and flashbacks of it. This is going to be steeped in that. So this story is him traveling to different areas and doing the actual paranormal investigations, and then tracking down the demons or whatever it happens to be that he's there to do. So it should be, hopefully, only focused on that story, not like the last one where they tried to cram 3 different Hellboy stories into one movie, versus saying, hey, why don't we try to tie these 3 into a trilogy and make them coherent movies? Apparently that's not good enough for everybody, and they just wanted to basically make an abortion of a movie, which could have been a huge thing. But
it's funny when you're talking about that, at least in describing what the new movie should be. It kind of made me think of, like, it would be really cool to have, like, The Conjuring, but Hellboy. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what it is.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So the double nice thing about this is obviously Mike Mignola is very involved in this version of it, where he wasn't really involved so much in the other one. But Christopher Golden is a novelist, and he's actually worked with Mike Mignola on several Hellboy novels.
Okay, cool.
And I'm trying to find them right now and tell you what the names of them are. Here we are. So there is one of these is going to sound really, really familiar, because it is. It is Hellboy: The Lost Army. So if you know of the Ron Perlman one, then you have The Bones of the Giants, which is referenced also in the Hellboy, the second Hellboy movie, and Dragon Pool, which was in 2007 was the last one he did with them. So that's pretty rad. But he's written a lot of novels that are based on other people's work as well. He's worked on Buffy the Vampire related books, several of those. He's done, like I said, the Hellboy stuff. He's done Battlestar Galactica, Daredevil, Justice League, King Kong, X-Men, Uncharted, Sons of Anarchy, Alien, Predator. Not Alien and Predator, Alien and then Predator. And then comic books, he's written a bunch of stuff. Punisher has been in there, but a bunch of other things. Baltimore, which is based in the Hellboy universe as well. So he's well versed in that world, as well as world of just fantasy and horror and suspense. And he's written a bunch of novels. I've never read any of them, but the reason I knew about him before this article is he actually did the foreword in the for the collection of short stories 20th Century Ghosts by Joe Hill.
Okay.
So if you can find the slip cover version or slipcase version of that book, his introduction is in that as well.
Cool.
So pretty rad. So I'm weirdly excited about it, but it's also very strange that it's going into production next month and we don't know who's going to be in it.
Yeah.
So I look forward to more information, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll find out next month.
I just hope Brian Taylor, he is one of the guys that created Crank, along with his partner, but he's also one of the guys that did Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh, that was actually a pretty decent version of Ghost Rider.
No, it was not. That was the second one. That was the really bad one.
Oh. What was the second one called?
That was the second one. The first one...
Visually, I think is what I really liked about the second one.
Yeah. Visually, yes. Except for one scene where he was doing weird, fiery, spirals.
But I remember, how cool the design of Ghost Rider was in that one when he flamed on.
Yeah.
You could see, the bubbling of the leather jacket and stuff.
Yeah.
The details of it was, super fucking cool. I have absolutely no idea what happened in that movie, but the visuals were cool.
But one of my things that I love them for is not just Crank, because I do love those movies, but they're the ones that created Gamer, the movie Gamer.
Oh.
Remember that batshit crazy thing?
I own that batshit crazy movie because it was a good movie.
Yep. And they're also the ones that did Happy.
Oh. I like that show too.
Yeah, so that's what makes me excited is they have potential to do really awesome things.
Yes.
I don't know who is to blame for what happened in Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
I would say the writer.
But yes, visually, it was
visually, I really liked it.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But yes, I did read an article about that, and I did forget to bring that up. But yes, very good job, Joe. Excellent choice in picking that one as a topic to end on.
Yep.
Speaking of ending, I'm getting the wrap-up signal from our producer. So that is it for this week's episode of Comes Naturally. We have been
Joe.
I have been Cody, and as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.